There it is in all its tall, lanky glory. At the bottom there you've got your transmission equipment, coolers, what have you. Have a bit of a walk around. This was established, I think, in 1972, or at least the early 70s. It was a National Transmission Authority transmitter, so it was built by the PMG, the Postmaster General, who looked after broadcasting, and not only carried the ABC programs from Newcastle, from 5 and 5A, I think onto Channel 2 originally, then onto Channel 8. There it is, another shot for you, and there's some of the receiving dishes. And also about that same time, it was the first NBN-free translator, which carried Newcastle and the Valley's first commercial station from Channel 3 onto Channel 10. Roughly about that time, I don't know whether or not the ABC went to air first or Channel 3 did, or Channel 10, sorry. There's a view of the Valley, the Rossgole station. I did get a few shots of those. And we'll look back up. Then, obviously, the next big changes were when FM radio started. It initially carried, not only carries the ABC, and that's about it. Power FM comes from Mount Arthur, and 2M comes from McCully's Gap Road, and I think they're still there. 2M moved from McCully's Gap Road out to Bengalla Road in the 80s, and then aggregation came and we got two more stations, Prime, NEN, which is now 7, Northern New South Wales, and NRTV, NRN, which is now 10, Northern New South Wales. And then, of course, they came out here, did digital TV a bit late in the piece, and yeah, so this is the main TV transmission site. A bit further up, I don't think I'll be able to get to because that might be on closed off site. There is an infill translator for NBN only because back in the days of analog, and it still exists today, there's a bit of a drop between the transmitter beam and or the area it transmits to and the transmitter tower, and that's a black spot. So, yeah, so as you can see, this isn't a restricted area, or inside the main building is, but that's for very obvious reasons. There you go. Another cheesecake shot. And Arca or Arta? Or Arthur, one of the two. Anyway. Radio and television signals aren't the only thing that come from here. There are mobile phone towers up here, and I think this might be a land radio tower. Obviously, because of the position, you'd obviously want to have it on the highest spot. There we are. If we keep walking around, have one more look down the valley. There you go. See, when it's a nice day like this, top of 28, it's a bit easier to do. There's another tower. Very self-contained. Someone can clarify me what that is for. The parts look a bit weathered though. So it leads me to think that this might be out of action. And there is one more tower set up here. And this one I think might be just for land mobile or communications pieces. So there's your little hut. And yeah, a few little, I think they're called dipoles. And that is the Rossgole Lookout transmitter site. I'm standing along the Bengalla Road just outside of Muswellbrook, and these are transmission masts. Now, I don't know whether or not one of them is which one's the 2M 981 transmitter, and which ones are actually dust monitors for the nearby mines that they've had to put in. This site was established in the 80s when 2M moved from McCully Road to here and changed frequencies from 1458 to 981. Now, you may notice, and I'm just going to quickly point out behind us, that is Mount Arthur around there, and up there on the mine site is the 2VLY or 98.1 Power FM transmitter. Now, for obvious reasons, I've got the same suspicion it's private property and it's on the mine site, so there's no way in hell I am going up there. But yeah, I'll see if I can get a picture reasonably close to it and I can go from there. So that is the 2M transmission site / dust monitors. I don't know which is which, but I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me which one. A bit early on, I made the mistake of omitting where ABC AM, which is 2UH, transmits from. This is where they transmit from. This is another former NTA transmitter site. It's now under BAI Communications. And this is McCully's Gap. It's just up from the St. Heliers Correctional Centre. And as you can see, there's a little transmitter hut, some solar panels. I don't know which powers which, but I'm assuming they don't power that. This is where 2UH on 1044 comes from. And yeah, along McCully's Gap Road, just up from the St. Heliers Correctional Centre. The FM signals, as I said before, do come from Rossgole Lookout. And as for Mount Arthur, yeah, that has the 2VLY transmitter, which is 98.1 Power FM. And here, and speaking of 2M, this was the McCully's Gap transmitter site. Up until a few years ago, there was the remains of a tower and a studio building. Well, not studio building, sorry, a transmitter building with 2M lettering on the very top. I'll see if I can dig up a picture, but yeah, when they moved to Bengalla Road, and yeah, they moved out of the transmitter building, and yeah, it was left derelict for quite a few years, and now they seem to have completed the job. I don't know what they're putting there. They could be building something, who knows. So yeah, that's where the 2M transmitter used to be.